Hello, everybody. It's Timothy here with Mana Rock. So, a couple things before we hop into this Dominaria draft. First off, I'm only going to do maybe a couple more Dominaria drafts because the core set is going to come out in about 2 weeks. So, I'll be doing a goodbye to Dominaria draft, maybe a competitive one just to see if I've actually learned anything in the format. So, just be on the lookout for maybe a couple more videos. Second off, I wanted to say I got back from Las Vegas, GP Las Vegas, where I think I ended up in 179th place out of about 2,000 people. My overall record was 10-5, so despite day twoing and having two pretty decent draft decks, I did not cash out, but still had a fun time. Got to play against Seth Manfield. That was pretty engaging, intense draft, or rather match, so that was entertaining. And finally, you can now find me on Twitter at Manarocks, or rather at MTG_Manarocks, since the term Manarocks was already taken. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and go to the Twitter and do whatever it is you do on Twitter. I'm not really a big user of Twitter myself. I don't know much about it, but I figured there would be some use of having another line of connection for anybody out there who just wants to ask questions or suggest anything for content, stuff like that. So we are going to be hopping into another draft here in just a minute, and I figured, hey, I wanted to get some quick announcements out of the way for any of my 6 or 7 faithful viewers out there, which I appreciate you guys so much, and any of my new subscribers. I know there were 2 or 3 last week. Welcome in. Hope you enjoyed the content. I mean, it's not super varied, and we're working on doing a little bit more for the channel, but for right now, thanks for joining me, and I appreciate you guys being here. We are going to try to trophy. I have trophied less in this set than any set prior to this, and I think that's got a lot to do with just the power level of the set being high, where even if your deck's good, a lot of times your opponent's deck is just better. It's just how it pans out. There are a lot of uncommons that'll just win you the game and stuff like that, and you got to sequence things very tight, but I will miss Dominaria when it's time for it to go. Core set 2019 comes out 2 weeks from now, so I would expect maybe this video plus one other video before we wrap up Dominaria and head into a core set. Much less complicated set overall, but still good. Oh my god. Wow. Well, this is good. So, possibly 2 of the best cards in the set, plus good uncommons here in the memorials. I mean, I'm going to take Bells and Lock, but it never feels good to pass an Icy Manipulator. Like, I mean, it's going to be Bells and Lock, hands down. Not only do I just like Draft in Black, but Bells and Lock is one of probably the top 5 cards in the set. Just a beater that's going to win the game if it goes unchecked, and also just replaces itself. It's always going to draw you at least a card, if not more. And yeah, I've got to ship the Icy Manipulator for it, but that's not going to change my decision. I've only gotten to play with Bells and Lock one time. It was at pre-release, and it just destroyed people. And as good as Icy Manipulator is, it is not as good as Demon Lord. Bells and Lock, just not even close. With that being said, ooh, look at all these good red cards. So a rare was taken out of this pack. That leaves us with 3 uncommons here. I'm probably going to take Whisper just because it's a good follow-up to Demon Lord Bells and Lock. I don't mind any of these red cards, but I like Adept better once I know I'm in Wizards. Chronicler is fantastic, and Journey Mage is great. There's 4 just, or I guess 3 really good Wizards cards and a subpar decent playable Wizard card here. I don't mind the Journey Mage, but having taken Bells and Lock, I kind of want to cut Black off here, and Whisper is not bad. This could go any route right now. Plus, Demon Lord Bells and Lock can find Whisper, which is something. Oh boy. So there's Rona, Disciple of Gix, and Skitter and Surveyor. Howling Golem I like in some decks. Surveyor's great, but Rona's also fantastic, and I think I'm just going to pick that up here. Maybe I don't end up blue, maybe I end up splashing, which I'll really want the Surveyor, but starting off with 2 good legendary creatures, picking up a 3rd seems great. Plus, Rona can get back either of these cards, so this seems like a fantastic start, and I think my fingers are crossed for blue-black. That pack had all of the uncommons and rare still in it. Hinterland Harbor could help us splash later on if I feel like green is going to be our thing. Here's a couple picks, though, because Deep Freeze is decent removal. Dark Bargain's a pretty good draw spell, and then there's also Sentinel the Pearl Trident, which can blink Rona and blink Demon Lord Bells and Lock, which is not a terrible thing to do. None of these are really, like, tight fits with what we've got so far, but I'm leaning towards the Sentinel over the Deep Freeze. But I'm not 100% here, just because Sentinel is so good with these. There's a lot of blue in this pack, too, which is notable. White seems the most cut here, but there's a playable in basically every color. I guess not green, so I'm glad we're kind of veering away from green or not taking green cards. What would you guys pick, Deep Freeze or Sentinel? I think having picked up these 3 cards so far, I'm pretty happy with the Sentinel. Use it as a protection spell, right? We'll see. We'll see whether that pick comes back to haunt us or not. Deep Freeze is pretty decent removal. Not the best removal you can ask for, but I'm a big fan. Seems like a great start so far. I need to find maybe some sacrifice fodder for Whisper or some artifacts to go with Rona, something along those lines. Holding a Mishra's Bauble there in her hand. Let's see. Wow, Seal Away Untamed Kavu? Holy crap. And Saproling Migration. Jeez. White did not seem particularly... White and green did not seem super open. There's Fungal Infection if I wanted to stay kind of with what I've got so far. But I think Fungal Infection is just weaker than any of these other 3 options. And even though green seemed cut in the last pack, these are pretty good signs that green is open, right? I mean, Migration's great with Whisper. Untamed Kavu's just good, and Seal Away's also great. Could see ending up like Esper, but I think white is the color I'm least likely to be picking up here. Invoked is a card that just generally goes late, so I'm leaning towards one of the green cards, and I think it's going to be Migration on account of how good it is with Whisper, right? Kavu is good, but Migration's always good. And if that ends up just being a pick that we can't really justify, then sure. Ooh, Grow from the Ashes? This might open up some splash opportunity, and I still think it's probably better than anything else in the pack here that I could be taking, so that's an easy grow. Who knows? Maybe I end up 3 colors. Alright, Curator's Ward is not what I'm looking for. Joda? Unfortunately, that's 2 colors off from what I've drafted so far, so I'm less interested in Joda, but I might actually pick up Compass here. It's either that or like Primordial Worm, but if I end up in this hodgepodgey kind of deck, I don't hate the Compass. I don't love it either, but I don't hate it. So if I'm sticking to these 3 colors right now, I could pick up anything in this pack. Adventurous Impulse is fine if we end up majority green, which definitely could be what we have here. Guardians of Koilos is actually pretty cool with Belzenlock and Rona. It lets you reuse those abilities, but you can usually get one of these at any point in the draft. But that's true of most cards in this pack, so just pick up a colorless artifact. Ooh, Deep Freeze is here. Valid Omnivore. People disrespect this card. This card's great. I don't know what's better right now. I have 1 Saproling Migration, so it's not like I'm really in on Omnivores. Omnivore is a card to hit with Belzenlock, which is something we should definitely consider. And then there's Deep Freeze just because we don't have any removal spells at the moment. But I'm going to pick up Omnivore just on power level alone. Memorial, Broken Bond, Befuddle. So take your pick of whatever color you're in. I think it's probably going to be Broken Bond here. This is the most sideboardable card for us over Befuddle. Voltaic Servant or Primordial Worm. Voltaic Servant doesn't really combo with anything right now. I guess it's the type of card you're okay like sacking to Whisper. I'm just going to pick up the Worm. Pierce the Sky is not a bad sideboard card to have here, and I don't even understand why Gaia's Blessing is in this set, so I'll pick up an Invoke the Divine. Alright, so packs started off decent. Got a little bit worse as it went on. Signals were not 100% clear. I could have an Untamed Kavu over a Saproling Migration, basically. Okay, so what do we got here? First off, let's just sort by color. I think we have 2 blue cards. We don't even necessarily have to play the Sentinel, so it looks like green-black is what we're leaning towards with a splash of blue. So with that being said, Druid is fine, but at this card in Elvish Mystic, every time I draft him, I do poorly. Thallid Soothsayer, another card that benefits you for having sacrifice fodder like this Sap Herd. And then there's also Sap Herd, Mammoth Spider. So I'm between Druid and the 2 fungus creatures. And I think having Whisper plus having Thallid Omnivore makes me want this Yavimaya Sap Herd a little bit more than anything else here. Soothsayer would be great, especially on the wheel, and Druid would just be fantastic too on account of the number of 4 and 5 drops I already have, but Sap Herd you can never go wrong with. This card's always good. Arvad, huh? Ancient Animus, Blink of an Eye, Blessed Light, Dark Bargain. Good packs, good packs. I could see taking Arvad here. Arvad works with 3 of the other creatures in my deck. It's splashable off of 2 of the cards I currently have. Blessed Light would be a splash anyway. So let's say I cut this Sentinel, I take Arvad, then I've got a blue card and a white card, and then a majority green-black, and I try to stick to that. Could even pick up like an Envoy. Blink of an Eye would be a fine pickup here, but I think I'm going to take the greedy pick and pick up Arvad the Cursed. Followed by Grun. Man, we actually have like a legendary deck coming together, don't we? Let's see. Sort by mana cost now. Lots of 5 and 6. So if I pick up Grun, it's a upgrade to Primordial Worm, basically. I could also just pick up Thallid here, which would be fantastic in the deck. Do I need Grun here? Probably not. It might be right to just pick up this Thallid. Go a little bit deeper on the sacrifice creatures plan. Although Grun, I guess, makes Rona better, makes Arvad better, it makes Demon Lord Belzenlock better. Alright. Again, being greedy here. Get rid of the worm for a Grun. Halar is not a card I'm interested in splashing here. I guess we're staying away from red for the most part. And probably looking to be majority white-black. So I could pick up a Candle here. I'm sorry, green-black. Could pick up Fungal Plots. Right now I only have 3 real creatures that care about the Saproling theme. And Fungal Plots does counteract a couple of our cards, like Rona and Whisper. So I don't think it's Fungal Plots. I think it might be Candle, just because I'm a little light on removal at the moment. I could see Fiery Intervention or Gideon's Reproach too, but I'm trying to keep the splash to a little bit of a minimum. Wow, okay, another Saproling Migration, Memorial Archmage, or I'm sorry, Journey Mage. And Windgrace Acolyte's pretty good too with some of our cards. No, this is going to be Saproling Migration. I like having early stuff to do. It's very good with Whisper. It's just a good card in general, and if I'm splashing blue, I kind of want to avoid that. So right now my deck looks something like this, with the very high possibility of playing these 2 cards. So Saproling Migration get in the deck. Woodland Cemetery, huh? Woodland Cemetery does make splashing a little easier because it's 1 less basic I have to put of my main type. Could also just pick up the Journey Mage, which is a nice little defensive card. Huh. I think I like either of these 2 options more than I like the Mammoth Spider and the Guardians of Koilos. I think I'm actually going to pick up Journey Mage. Not that I have other wizards that go with it, but Rona's not a wizard, right? Artificer. Tough pick. I think let's just pick the Cemetery and stick to our main colors here. Envoy or Academy Drake. Academy Drake is certainly a better card. It's also a card that you're fine splashing, and Envoy is just okay. I guess this card helps splash, but again, this is the type of card you can get whenever. So I guess I'm going full-on 3 colors here. Thran Temporal Gateway. Alright, I know this card is considered pretty poor, but let's see what it does for us. We currently have 6, 7, I'm not really counting the Compass as something that we're going to gateway in. We do have a lot of stuff we can cheat into play. You know what? Let's go big. Let's do it. Let's get a gateway in our deck and just slam all the legendary creatures we can. Joda now? No, let's actually just take the Druid over Joda. Just because Joda, we're never casting Joda, right? Alright, Druid's actually a pretty decent pickup there. On the wheel. Got an Envoy anyway. Ooh, a Dark Bargain too. Fungal Plots came back. I guess I'm going to take that. I guess Blessing of Belzenlock has lots of legendary targets to gain lifelink here. I'm going to take Fungal Plots, though. Gift of Growth is playable. So you can see we're shaping up to be majority green here, with a really wonky plan of trying to flash in and cheat some legendaries into play. So now we're looking for sweet legendary creatures, all right? This looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool. Oh, whoa. Oh, man, that is a sweet legendary creature. There's also a Migration and Thallid, but this is easily Muldrotha, right? So Muldrotha I've never played with. I played against it once and got destroyed. Each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent of each permanent type from your graveyard. So your Candles come back, your creatures come back. I guess we don't have too much in, but it is a legendary. We can cheat it in with the Gateway It gets pumped off Arvad. Oh my god, that seems sick. Let's get that in there. Migration and Thallid are super cool too. We might wheel one of them. It doesn't seem like there's too many people in the Saproling style decks, and definitely not two other people who want them, right? Knight of Malice is great here. Ooh, Vicious Offering might just be more important though, because we are very light on removal. So having options here like this is great, even though Knight is just a fantastic creature. But we're going to go for a very long game here, so picking that up is nice. Sulfur Falls doesn't do anything for us. There's Snapper, Urgoros, Syncopate. Urgoros is another 6-drop for the deck. That seems very kind of not what we want to be doing, right? Syncopate's good, but we're not majority blue either. I think I'm actually just going to pick up Urgoros. Can't play all these 6-drops, though. Definitely not. So I'm staying away from this top end here. Yargle would be playable, I guess. Thorn Elemental's good. Linger and Phantom would be fine if we didn't already have a million 6-drops. I'm probably going to look to cut one of these. It's probably going to be Urgoros or Grun. Well, it's definitely going to be one of those two, but this Thallid's not a bad pickup. Cabal Strong. Song of Freyalise? Are you kidding me? Do people not know how good this card is? This helps ramp. This helps fix mana. We've got double Saproling Migration with our fingers crossed on getting a third. That's perfect. Another Rona, too? Oh, my God. Rona's not insane in our deck, but she's certainly still a good card. I could see picking up just Llanowar Scout here, right? Do I want a second Rona? Probably not, actually. I think I am going to pick up Llanowar Scout. Just another 2-drop. It gets better with the Song of Freyalise. It helps ramp a little bit, especially with things like Dark Bargain. And second Rona is not necessary for our deck. Grow from the Ashes for sure. Alright, this deck, even if it just completely stutters. Wow, there's a Saproling Migration. Oh my god. I'm excited now. And we got, oh my god, they both came back. So what do we take? Do we take the Thallid or do we take the Migration? It's probably just the 4th Migration, right? This Thallid is so good when we already have 3 Migrations, though. Can you tell how excited I am for this deck? Oh my gosh. This is such a tough pick. Migration is great with Song of Freyalise. I think it's just going to be the Migration. But we already have 3, so I guess let's just pick up a thing that powers up our other creatures. Dark Bargain, we're not going to play 2 of those. Ancient Animus actually seems okay in our deck if we need more removal. Krosan Druid's fine as well. I'm going to take the Animus. Wow, this has been just an insane draft. Let's see if we can pull something off with it. And green, oh my gosh, green has just been completely and utterly open. I don't think there can't be another green drafter at this table. We saw 4 Saproling Migrations. One of them wheeled. Okay, so the question now is, do I need the Gateway now that I've got, like, all of this ramp and early game stuff? Probably not. It's super sweet, right? But I probably don't need it. Geez, we have 33 cards in our deck. Let's just go through and cut things we know we're not playing. So I don't think I need Navigator's Compass, because I have Double Grow from the Ashes and Song of Freyalise. I think that's going to be enough, and I don't want this dead card necessarily. I don't really want Mammoth Spider here. I think my top end is fantastic. I don't really need it. The Gateway is on the chopping block just for being a little gimmicky. Nature Spiral can definitely come out as just a minor card. Gift of Growth. Fungal Plots looks okay here. And the reason I'm saying okay and not good is because it does counteract Whisper and Muldrotha and what's the other card I mentioned earlier? Rona. So I'm not a huge fan of having the Fungal Plots here. Although it is still great with triple Migration. Guardians of Koilos can very likely come out. This is going to be good as sideboard tech against people who have like deep freezes and stuff like that to put on our legendaries. That brings us down to 26. Academy Drake seems unnecessary. Rona seems good. Envoys, whatever. I guess Druid can come out. I could just cut the Academy Drake because I have such a good late game that I don't need to like mess up my mana too much. So having just these as my only blue card seems decent, and one random white card. Don't necessarily need Arvad, but I'm going to be greedy with it. So I've got 3 cards in the deck that aren't just straight up black-green. That seems fine. Croson Druid's a playable, but I think I can cut it here. And then Ancient Animus, maybe? Ancient Animus decent in my deck, though. I guess it's only decent with my top end already. But I do like having access to this card. I think this is going to be something along the lines of what we've got. And note that I am probably going to play this Llanowar Scout. Actually, is Llanowar Scout just worse than having, like, a Croson Druid or something like that? Llanowar Scout... Okay, I'm going to upgrade that to a 3-drop. Sure. Having 1 random Croson Druid's fine. Okay, so in case you can't tell, I'm pretty stoked about this deck right now. I wish I'd picked up, like, a Yawgmoth's Vile Offering or something, because, look, I have 7 legendary creatures. And not bad sideboard options, either. We have a couple things going on. I could see the Sentinel sneaking its way in, too. The one thing I'm kind of skeptical about is I took this thinking maybe let's cheat some creatures in, and I can still see that being an okay strategy here, but I'm going to leave it on the sidelines and roll with what we got. So, sort by color. We did not pick up the Woodland Cemetery, did we? No. Alright, so I think if I'm majority green, I should be fine. And I only need 1 island and 1 plains in my deck. So this looks about right. I think I can even go down possibly a 2nd swamp in favor of a 9th forest. That only leaves me 7 black sources in the deck, which is light, but I have double Grow from the Ashes as well, so that helps a little bit. Alright, so I'm making my mana shaky here. If I wanted to be more consistent and less, cute with it, I would cut Arvad and I would just play another green or black card and then take the plains out for another swamp, and that would be pretty good. But I'm going to be greedy here and play Arvad, I think. I do think the upside's there with Grow from the Ashes. So, let's try it out. Let's see if we can get there with our Sultai-ish Atraxi Legends. This deck looks great. Let's try it out. Alright, see you in the matches. Alright, welcome in. So, play a greedy deck. Get a 1-lander anyway. And there's that Arvad. I'm going to keep this. It doesn't really do too much, but better than going down to 6. I'm on the play. I'm actually going to ship Migration to the bottom just because I need to draw lands here. Like, a Grow from the Ashes would go a very long way if I draw a 3rd land, but as it is, my hand is not good, as a lot of our hands won't be. Sapherd is great if I draw a 3rd land off the top here. If I draw a 3rd land or Song of Freyalise, we might be in a little bit of business. Alright, Voltaic Servant always makes me assume my opponent has Traxos in their deck. Come on, 3rd land, hit me. Nice. Alright, this is a pretty good start. Now, I think my best draws would be like Grow from the Ashes here, or just more lands would be fine. But this is a pretty good start. Against blue-green. Perhaps blue-green with some heroic stuff going on. They might have a Sapherd of their own, and they do. So now if I attack with my Sapherd, they can double block and trade either their Sapherd or their Voltaic Servant, which we might do here, especially if we don't draw anything. Ooh, that's pretty good. So now I'm definitely attacking with this thing. And I guess I can attack with this too. It either gets blocked by this or they put a smaller creature in front of it. Like if this Saproling trades off for Sapherd, I'm pretty happy with it. Like they might go block on the 2/2, or they just take 5. That lets me keep up Vicious Offering in case something really bad happens. Of all the things that don't advance my board, Vicious Offering was a good draw there. Song of Freyalise would be fantastic. Okay, I'm fine with this. Alright, let's see that Traxos come down. Deep Freeze my Spore Crown. Alright, so that does make it so my other guys don't have abilities, which is reasonable. Can sack this to Vicious Offering at some point now. Alright, let's just hit some lands off the top 10. Whisper. I can't cast that one. The upside here is that Spore Crown Thallid can just block their Sap Herd or block any of the creatures that attack, so that's fine. We just can't beat too many big creatures that come down. And we do have a lot of expensive cards and not a lot going on. Surveyor's fine. They played their land first, though. Not even using the black, so that's interesting. So I get free information. My opponent has an island in their hand. Maybe they would have done that the same way anyway, but we'll see, we'll see. Good news about just not hitting lands here is we're not under a lot of pressure at the moment. Alright, Grow from the Ashes is good. I think I'm just going to cast it here. And I think it's right to probably just get a Plains. Because if we draw the blue cards, they're not doing too much for us anyway. And if I draw another land, I can at least cast Arvad. So we're hoping to just rattle off land, and go like Arvad into Grun here. And we have Vicious Offering to take care of anything that's not too enormous. I think Thallid Omnivore is pretty good. Servant coming down. Yep. Servant's kind of wigging me out here. I'm not sure why that's in their deck. Guess I'll play my own Thallid Omnivore here. Oh, I guess I could have played Whisper. That's fine. If they have a removal spell, they're probably going to use it on Omnivore while I'm tapped out. That's normally how these things go. Not liking our odds here. We are running low on interaction, and we're falling behind pretty quickly. If they just keep adding to the board, we're going to have to start throwing creatures in front of that Omnivore. I guess one thing I can do here is just throw the Spore Crown Thallid in front of this and make them sack a creature if they want to eat my Thallid. It's not doing too much else anyway. They're probably going to sack a Saproling, maybe even Skitter and Surveyor if they have a way to reanimate it. Or they could just let that happen. Neat, so I just blocked 3 damage there. Oh, and they're passing. Alright, let's get that 5th land, huh? Migration. Do you think I'm supposed to go Whisper here now? Just sets up some better turns later on. Maybe they have a counter spell? They didn't do anything with their mana. I'm not in a position where attacking makes any sense. Guess I could attack with this Omnivore, but not into that. Again, getting boned by the mana here is not fantastic, but we make do with what we can do. They attack with Omnivore, making the same block. They chose not to. I don't know why they wouldn't be just willing to give up a Saproling token. Maybe they have Wild Growth. But then why not attack me there, right? Alright, so now we can play Arvad. Arvad's pretty good on this board. If they kill it, I have the option to Whisper it back, which is pretty cool. I'm going to guess their last few cards in hand are like removal spells. Just because they didn't... I mean, if they have Wild Growth, I think you cast it there, right? You just start slamming in with a lot of creatures. Not 100% sure about that. I would like to leverage this Vicious Offering a little bit more, too. Like, if they tap out, then I'm probably going to kill their Omnivore. That takes away their one major threat. They're just not doing anything, though. Could be running into, like, a Phyrexian Scriptures. Alright, so Rona's one of those cards we can't currently cast. In fact, I can't cast much of anything here. I could play a Saproling Migration, which is whatever. It would let me go, like, sacrifice this to Thallid Omnivore and then Whisper back the Spore Crown Thallid. Yeah, I guess I've got enough to do on 6 mana that I can just play this out and keep up Vicious Offering. Seems reasonable. Could also attack with Arvad and see if they want to do anything about it. If it trades for a bunch of these, I just get it back with Whisper. Is pretty cool. What could I be running into here? Like, if they have a removal spell, so be it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. If it trades for 2 of their creatures and eats up a little bit of their board, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, maybe they just Vicious Offering it, sack Saproling anyway. Maybe they just take it? I don't know. Opponent is doing a whole lot of nothing with their turn. I mean, I feel like this is a Wild Growth, but why not cast it last turn? Their name is Desert Yeti. Okay, that's a Desert Yeti. Another Grow from the Ashes would be pretty good. Okay, so... No, I was going to say this looks like a Soul Salvage or something, but if so, then why not block with non-Saproling? I'm definitely cool trading for that, since I'm probably going to Whisper back my Arvad anyway. It does gain me a little bit of life as well. And it eats 2 potential creatures my opponent has to mess me up with that Omnivore. You know, I'm just kind of scared of what my opponent has for 4 cards in hand, 9 mana on board, not doing anything. Gotta be some big kicker spells coming. And just nothing? Like, what is this? So, end of turn, I think I Whisper back Arvad here. Sack the Thallid and a Saproling token. That way, at some point, I can probably get this back. Alright, let's say sacrifice 1, 2. Guess sacking my 0-4 wall might not be a good idea, but... Alright, Arvad's back in business. And we hit the 6th land now, so we have the candle up. If I attack with Arvad and just nothing happens this turn, I'm probably going to just cast Grun. There aren't too many sweepers I could be running into aside from Phyrexian Scriptures. Really? What do you have? They could have like an In Bolus's Clutches or something? I think I'm just going to cast Grun here. Well, they have a removal or a counter spell maybe? You know what? Let's actually just not even play into it, because if they're just chumping Arvad every turn, what do? Oh. Sorry, Chris, not right now. Not right now, Chris. Calm yourself down. I'm very confused about what my opponent's got in hand. Maybe they have like Slinvoda or something. Alright, here comes something big. 6 mana. In Bolus's Clutches. So, yeah, this actually works out just fine. I can Vicious Offering, sack Arvad, and target Thallid Omnivore, and that deals with both problems, assuming they don't have anything. Worst case scenario, if this doesn't work, I can sack Arvad to... this is going to work. This is going to get Arvad off board. So let's go ahead and target your Omnivore. 1, 2, sacrifice Arvad. And sacking their Surveyor their Servant does not keep their Omnivore around. This is good to know about. Plus Deep Freeze means I can bring in Broken Bond. I'm pretty happy with it. Do I bring back Arvad end of turn? Do I sack like Sapherd plus Saproling? Or do I just keep going with Omnivore? I think I do. Sack 1, 2. Doing that because if I ever get this Sapherd back, it gives me 2 bodies anyway. Having the 1 extra power doesn't seem necessary here. So we're going to go attack with... I guess I attack with these 2, leave Whisper on defense, play Grun, and I have this Candle to back things up. So now, yeah, I'll play Grun. Doesn't seem like a counterspell is happening here. Opponent does have 10 mana on board, though. Could you know what they could have is a Josu Vest. That would be pretty insane. but they need double black. I think they need triple black for Chosu Vest. I'm not 100% sure what the mana cost or how many colored. Ooh, Bolus's Clutches. That's still not gonna work because I have Whisper. So they take Grun, I suppose. Okay, so make me sack Grun. So what? I go sack Saproling plus Grun, get back Yavimaya Sapherd? Or do I get back the Thallid? Nah, let's just get back the Sapherd. Because then I can sacrifice the Sapherd and its token to get back Grun. So that fizzles in Bolus's Clutches again. Fizzled again. Alright, what do they have here? Skittern Surveyor. So let's see if I can win on my turn. If I candle one of these creatures and attack, they block 4, they take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I have lethal on my turn. Neat. Sure, so one more time. Candle away whichever creature, they block 4, they take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. So let's go ahead and just candle away your servant and attack all in. The +2/+2 from Arvad being pretty handy on Whisper here. So we fought through 2 Bolus's Clutches there. Seems pretty good. I still had the Thallid. I guess I didn't have to sack 2 creatures. I had the Thallid. I could have just sacked it. Oh, do I have a Woodland? Did I take the Woodland Cemetery? I'm so stupid. All right. Oh my god, I can't believe. Oh yeah, I took it out of the deck. Oh man, that happens a lot. People always yell at me for that, and they rightfully should. They're just like, "What are you doing?" How do I feel about my Nature Spiral? Seems okay, but not great. I am gonna bring in Broken Bond. I saw Bolus's Clutches and Deep Freeze that this works against, which is enough for me. I could take out like one of the splash cards and just be a little more consistent here. Urgoro seems pretty good against my opponent. All my cards seem pretty good against my opponent. Yeah, I think maybe I'll just bring out like Rona here. Or one of these random 3-drops, like the Krosan Druid doesn't seem necessary. Alright, we'll do it. Creature count seems low, but I have triple Saproling Migration, so it's really like 16 to 6. This is a much more reasonable open in hand. Sure, Rona's a little bit of a dead card, but Thallid into Thallid is pretty good. Opponent on the play. No Llanowar Elves. Cool, and we even have a 1-drop. I can afford to play that out. And just play Woodland Cemetery next turn. Alright, do you have the 2-drop, though? That's the question. No. Saproling Migration? Do I play that here? Migration into Thallid into Omnivore is pretty good. I think I can just afford to play that. Although it's going to be pretty useless if they play anything that blocks, so yeah, I guess I hold on to it. Still no 3-drop, so it would have benefited me greatly to play that Migration. Alright, I'm going to go and get the Plains out of my hand in case my opponent makes me discard or something, and we're going to run out Thallid. Opponent's on all green here, not much else going on. There's that black mana. And we see Traxos, Scourge of Krug, as expected, right on time. That is another good target for Broken Bond. It's probably going to kill us, but that's fine. It's fine. Candle can deal with it eventually. Not quite yet. Plus, they have to have a Historic Spell, which I'm sure they do. Maybe I can even race it with this Omnivore and this Saproling Migration. I think Broken Bond is probably just my best draw against that. Candle does fight it a little bit. Alright, let's see the Historic Spell. Surveyor, and that's going to go get blue mana here. And I'm going to take a little bit of a beating. Oh, a bit of a beating, actually. Yep, there's that island. Traxos is strong. Yep, just gonna take it. Bells in lock. That's pretty good. For now, I think I just attack with both and probably play Migration, since I'm gonna play Bells in lock next turn, I think. Hopefully they just don't have infinite ways to trigger this. Jumping with the Surveyor, so making it so I can't necessarily race them. I am gonna go ahead and actually play this here. They only have to hit me 2 more times with Traxos for it to be a win. Alright, here comes another Surveyor, I assume. Yep, it's exactly what it is. Go get the other island. Uh-oh, we might lose to our opponent's draw here. Maybe it would have been beneficial to have that Saproling Migration out. I think I can fight off Traxos, though. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat in Bolus's clutches if they have it. So take the hit. You have a 3-drop as well. Alright, they have a Migration of their own. Grow from the Ashes. So what does that do for me? I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go get 2 lands. It does set up Rona pretty nicely. Or I can just hold up Candle, or I can play Bells and Lock. Kind of like the idea of keeping the Candle up here. Although I don't have much else to do if they just pass the turn without doing anything. It's kind of a tough spot. Could attack with the 3-2 here. Just if they have Bolus's clutches, that's really bad for me, right? Although I guess it's not that bad because I have Omnivore. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm just supposed to pass and hope I can trade off like my Thallid and my Candle for this Traxos. It's of course assuming they can even untap Traxos. Yeah, I think I'm in a pretty losing position here. What you got there? Oh, I guess the Omnivore can gain me life off the Saprolings. I forgot about that. 6 mana. This looks... Oh, no, 7? Ooh, Thorn Elemental is very bad for me. Just another thing I have to kind of keep up. That's not good. Song of Freyalise. That's actually not the worst thing in the world here. If I go Song, I still have a bunch of mana up. Actually, I have more mana than it looks like. So what happens if I go Grow from the Ashes? I'm up to 3. Play Song of Freyalise. That puts me down to 1 land. Wait, hold on. Yeah, up to 3, down to 1, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. It's probably not enough. Maybe I can play Grow from the Ashes for just 1. That puts me up to, let's say I use 3 lands. I get 1, I have 4. I play Song of Freyalise, so I have 2 mana. And then this is 6 altogether. Alright. I think I'm going to grow for just 1 here. Don't need white. I'm going to go get blue. Get an island. Okay. Don't really need the island this turn, so I can afford to go boom, boom. Let's just represent some stuff we don't have. Yeah, this gives me 6 mana, so I can still use the Candle to shrink Thorn Elemental. And the big problem is if they untap Traxos and attack with Traxos and Thorn Elemental, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Because Thorn Elemental, I do have to shrink Thorn Elemental or sack Saprolings to not die this turn. They're just immediately tapping something. Oh man, if they have the clutches too, how bad is that for me? So opponent does have some pretty good late game stuff, just didn't draw it in game 1. Yeah, 6 mana. And are you slow rolling? Well, maybe my opponent's lagging a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, so clutches, targeting Song of Freyalise. That's pretty dope. That's probably going to beat me at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I can survive this turn. Oh, no, no, no. I can't use the candle now. Alright, that's just game. Is it game? No, that's actually not game yet. Let's not concede yet. Let's not concede. So I assume Thorn Elemental and Traxos get in there. So what I can do then is go to blocks. Which one? I guess I have to take out Thorn Elemental. Or no, I can go block here. I guess Traxos is just the worst for me. Oh, this is tough. This tramples is a super trample, so I've got to decide which one I want to kill. I can still actually use the candle too, which I didn't think about. So if I go this here, or actually, you know what I can do? I can put the Thallid here. I'm taking 5 trample damage there. I can put this here, and I can shrink the Thorn Elemental to a 2/2. No, that kills me because of this being able to just do something. So I need to throw more creatures in front of this. So no, that's a bad idea. Let's actually then, we're going to throw away our Omnivore. We're going to put this here. We're going to take 4 there. We're going to shrink this down to a 2/2 and trade off. Yep, that's what I got to do. So those are going to be blocks. Tough. This is not a winning position though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, assuming they don't want to just deal 2 to me, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, they can still just kill me. Yeah, that was bad. I had to put another Saproling in front of Traxos. Yeah, because I take 4 trample damage here, and if they assign their combat damage with Thorn Elemental to me, I take 6. Yeah, got messed up there. That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, alright. Probably still losing that one. Let's see what we can do. Sentinel of the Pearl Trident. Not terrible here. Don't really want another blue card, though, right? Pierce the Sky. Doesn't do anything. Alright, opponent's deck's pretty good against us. Ancient Animus seems okay. Guardians of Koilos? This is you control. I think I'm just going to submit it as is and hope we can outpace our opponent's big cards. Inbols, Clutches, and Traxos being the big ones. Like, if we got through that next turn and we draw Broken Bond, it's possible we can take back our Song of Freyalise and beat them, but they had the Clutches too. The Clutches kind of sealed the deal. This is not a good hand. Man, 1 green would have made this great, but having a blue and a green card, I have 2 dead cards already. I might as well just mold this. And yeah, this is better. Opponent keeps... I'm going to keep Dark Bargain on top. I think I just want interaction here. We'll slow roll the Grow from the Ashes as long as we can, starting off with Sap Herd. And Dark Bargain gets us a little ways. Two drop, huh? They have a Saproling Migration. Fine by me. We have a Yavimaya Sap Herd. I'm going to Dark Bargain on our next turn. Alright,. Skitterbutts are great. I wish I had one of these. Passed 1 in the entire draft. If I can kick grow from the ashes, I do get blue and black or blue and white mana, so I can cast anything I draw. Oh man, drawing more lands is not what I want when I already have grow, but Dark Bargain is going to draw us some cards here. I'm just going to sit on defense for now, though. Cast Dark Bargain on their end step. All right, let's see. Do you have Traxos here? Ooh, Steel Leaf Champion. That's pretty gross. I'm probably going to have to candle that at some point. Probably going to have to take 5 off of it first. Guess if we draw Vicious Sovereign, that takes care of it. Oh, that's Vicious Sovereign. So what do I want to put in my hand here? I think I want Vicious Sovereign. Oh, they actually got a green instead of a blue there, so they could cast Steel Leaf. Opponent's deck is pretty greedy, too. I think Grun might be a little more important than the Migration here. Alright, so the goal now is to grow from the ashes. Kind of awkward. If I want to get blue and white, I can't cast Vicious Offering. So am I just resigned to take 5 off of this here? And then next turn I can go Grun plus Vicious Offering. Or I'll have 5, 6, 7, 8. I can go Tallow plus Vicious Offering. Yeah, I'll take a hit off the Steel Leaf Champion to do this. Just to make sure my mana's good. Just make sure I can cast all of my spells. Can't block the Steel Leaf Champion anyway, otherwise I might consider just putting a Saproling in front of it. Ugh. And they naturally have the blue, so just hoping they don't have their big bombs or I can draw something to deal with it. Oh no, you've got to be kidding me. So they're going to put the pressure on now. That's fine, that's fine. I am going to trade a 2-2 for this Saproling here. I got to keep my life total reasonably high. Do I just throw a Saproling in front of this? No, I need something for Vicious Offering, right? Alright, have nothing else, have nothing else. Jeez, when did they become like the go-wide deck? Clarion Scholar? I wonder if they boarded into a lot of this. I'm in a lot of trouble now. Rona's interesting. Gonna cast Grun. 1, 2, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so I can't even kick it. I was just thinking there for a second. Not that I would have kicked it anyway, but 1, 2, 5, 6. Alright, they have an answer for Grun. I'm basically dead. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble here. If they attack like this, I'm probably going to just trade Grun straight up for Steel Leaf Champion. No Bolus's clutches, no clutches, no clutches. Don't have everything, don't have everything. What else comes in here? Alright, this attack I'm fine with. I'm going to go block here. Hopefully they do something in response. I can blow them out. Nope, just going to let it happen, so that's cool. And what's your follow-up? The reason I'm doing that is because if I draw a land, I can go Rona into Grun again. Like so. Blue, black, black. Yep, get Grun back. Cast Grun again here. Opponent's thinking about doing something, maybe? Oh no, what is this? Ah, they've got a removal spell for Rona? Wait, what would that be? Ancient Animus? No? Oh, Blink of an Eye. Is that it? because that would mean Grun just permanently gets exiled. Would be pretty good. It is Blink of an Eye, so I do get my Rona back, but it's kind of a dead card. Also can't recast Rona. God, my opponent doesn't have to have the answer to everything. Oh, never mind. I can choose not to exile Grun here. So it is a May ability, so I'm going to say no. And then I'm just going to pass the turn with the Blood Towel Candle up. Let the opponent smash in here, Blood Towel Candle something, and then hopefully go for the same play next turn. So Candle here. And Saproling might just chump here. 2, 3, 4. Guess I'll take 4 this turn. If they have Thorn Elemental, I'm in extreme trouble. Might be a reason to block. Now let's just take 4, go down to 7, and fingers crossed no Thorn Elemental. Alright, that's good. That was not bad. I think I'm still just going to go for the same play. Although I could see going like Thallid, Rona, and hold up Vicious Offering. That might be better. In case they have Bolus's Clutches, I can sack off one of my creatures. Or I could get back Candle here as well. Just have a good removal spell. Do I want that or do I want Grun? I have so many good cards left in my deck here. You know what? I'm going to get the Candle here, actually. Just have a little bit of leverage against my opponent. Making it so that there aren't too many great things for them to steal with Clutches. So now I can play both of these. Still just holding up Vicious Offering until I absolutely need it. And now if I get to untap with Rona, I do have the option to start activating its ability. My opponent's not threatening me with too much at the moment. 6 mana. Primordial Worm. Okay, that's pretty good. Not the most insane thing they could have had, but pretty good. Alright, opponent's going for that line of play, so I have enough to Candle plus Worm. I think I'm just going to take the block here, get another source of damage off board. They're going to kill off my Thallid here, which is okay. Alright, Arvad would be a good draw here. Come on, something off the top. Something relevant. Woodland Cemetery, not quite going to do it. So this costs 5. Ugh. I feel like I'm going to have to spend my turn going Vicious Offering plus Candle on this Worm. Using both my removal spells to get it off board. The alternative is going like Candle plus trade Rona for it. I think the draw off Rona is going to be good if my opponent doesn't hit too much here. Just been behind this whole game is not good. Need my opponent to... I mean, my opponent already has so many lands. They've got to have spells in their hand. I don't have a lot of hard removal for these big creatures. Do I keep the Candle? Yeah, that was just on the Saproling, yeah. Let's go Vicious Offering first, just to see if that happens. Not kicking it. And then we'll Candle as well. Hope to get a little lucky on our top decks. And that's all I got. What you got to follow it up with, opponent? What you got, Desert Yeti? It's been a tough game to navigate through. Just hoping for something like Arvad and my opponent just not having too much else that they can just slam on board here. Tapping like this makes me nervous. What was that? Soul Salvage? Back the Worm and what? Primordial Wurf and Steel Leaf Champion, of course. Okay, so now we're losing this game pretty handily. Oh. Okay. That changes things a little bit, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can cast a creature plus a Blood Tallow Candle. And I just have to survive my opponent's next turn? Alright, cast Muldrotha. So I go... Oh, did I tap one too many? So now I go Candle with the white mana. And then what's better, this Thallid or... I guess it's probably just the Sap Herd, even though that can't block Steel Leaf. We know our opponent's got the Worm in their hand. Alright, I need to survive my opponent's next turn, basically. With Muldrotha being able to block Steel Leaf Champion, I could take that hit if they attack too. Let's go Sap Herd. Pass the turn here. Corn Elemental still does the trick. So if they attack with Steel Leaf, I think I'm supposed to block with Muldrotha. If they have Gift of Growth, then they kill us if we don't block, so... Muldrotha could take this game over. I get to candle something every turn. Uh-oh. 6, 7, 8, 9. What is this? 8 mana? For Verdant Force. Oh boy. Alright, so we are really fighting each other now. I need like Urgoros or something here. I need to draw decent spells on top of what I've got. Whisper would be good because my Sap Herd can outrace their Verdant Force, I think. Maybe Grun. Grun's not good against Verdant Force. Ooh, Saproling Migration's a good one, so I think I can replay Thallid or Grun. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I think this turn I go Migration plus Spore Crown Thallid. Keeping in mind I have Rona's activation as well, but I am running out of time here. What if I kill off Steel Leaf Champion now? And just replay the Candle? Maybe I start getting in some attacks next turn. Four, 5, 6. Replay the Candle. If I attack with Kutus now, that doesn't look that great. But I can start doing that next turn with, like, these creatures. Have to find a way. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess this isn't bad. I still need my opponent to not hit clutches here. And Traxos would be pretty hard to beat, too. Plus, I've got the clock working against me. And I know they have a Worm in their hand as well. I could use Song of Freyalise to kind of wrap things up here. Whisper would be great. Is this a Worm? Yeah, that's Primordial Worm, okay. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Ooh, Bells and Lock. That can definitely push through here. I think that's going to be my best play is Bells and Lock. Plus, I can just safely attack with the Sap Herd. Let's see what we get off Belzenlock first. And I guess I tap like this, because I already have my blue cards. Alright, Belzenlock, get down there. Oh my god. Drew 3 cards, plus Whisper, plus Thawid Omnivore. Oh man, getting overwhelmed with decision paralysis now. So I think we play Whisper here. And we try to win with Belzenlock over the course of the next couple turns. Just hope the opponent can't deal with a flyer. Uh-oh, they're slamming something. No, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be Territorial Allosaurus. Fighting something. Fighting Whisper? Okay. That's respectable. Yeah. Probably to the point where I got to cast some Saproling Migrations to make sure they can't just Alpha Strike me. But I am going to go attack with Demon. 6 in the air. That's our plan. And then at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, I can go cast Omnivore plus Migration. I could just kill this thing. I think I'm just gonna do this and cast Thawid Omnivore. That way, if I untap, I get a source of life gain with Thawid Omnivore in case things go very wrong. Again, I'm trying to brick Thorn Elemental and in Bolus's Clutches from the opponent. Alright. Can I draw Arvad here? Arvad would speed up the clock by a turn. Oh man, what a game, what a game, what a game. Alright, what's the deal here? Alright, don't necessarily mind just more lands here. Let's go ahead and swing with Belzenlock. And I'm just going to kick another Saproling Migration. And keep up either the Candle or Rona's activation. Just make it so my opponent can't just Alpha Strike into me at any point. And hitting Arvad off the top would seal it. Sap Herd's good. I'll let that resolve. And we'll take Servant. They have 9, 10, they have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 attackers to my 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they're not going to be able to just swing all in. I'm going to activate Rona. I'm looking for Arvad here. Arvad would just win the game on the spot if they have nothing. Forest. Alright, don't mind just not drawing that either. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see if this does the trick. Get in there, Belzenlock. Come on, let it happen. Come on, let it happen. Woo! Oh my god, that was a marathon. Holy crap. Both players with 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Facing down Verdant Force. Muldrotha winning me the game there. Thank you so much, Muldrotha. I thought for sure when my opponent soul salvaged back the 2 beaters I was going to lose, but Muldrotha was insane. Definitely justifies it. But that was awesome. Let's see if we can do that again. Match 2 coming right up. All right, we're back for match 2 after just a slog of match 1. We are in the play. I'm keeping on account of this druid. If it dies, I'm in a pretty bad spot, but I could just draw a swamp off the top, and this would be a fine hand. Song of Freylease is good with the type of hands that have a bunch of creatures. Not bad against white decks either. Urgro's not quite what I'm looking for here. Hopefully the druid gets us there, but yeah, swamps off the top. Really what I want. Swamp into Gift of Growth. An opponent's going to be playing this sort of deck, which is a quite popular deck now. By that I mean decks that try to play like aggressive creatures into Pegasus Coursers and enchantments and equipment and things of that nature. Again, Grow from the Ashes, please. Would be good. Ether Glider. Alright, so some damage coming through. Ooh, perfect. So, ba-boom, boom. Cast this. Question is, do I get double black? Or do I get black plus another color? On account of... I mean, I want to go like black-blue here. I'm going to be able to cast Grun no matter what. Krosan Druid not too far off. The question is, do I want to get Urgross down? Probably do. I'm just going to go Swamp Swamp. And pass the turn. And the question now is, do we get Urgross down or Grun? Probably Urgross. Urgross just gets value going, right? Take 2. And let's see the 3-2 flyer. Oh no, Banalish Marshal. Okay. Or Banalish Honor Guard. Ooh, Jousting Lines. Alright, good one. And we would have drawn the Swamp anyway. So now I have 6-7 mana. I do like that I have this Krosan Druid. Probably be good at some point this game, but I think I'm going to cast Urgross. Grun does clock my opponent pretty hard here. Urgross, not likely to draw me cards. I guess I can just cast Grun. Start fighting the opponent back a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I draw another land, I can kick Krosan Druid, which is going to undo a lot of the damage they can do. They need to have Blessed Light or Seal Away to deal with Grun. Or some combination of other cards, Gideon's Reproach and whatnot. No equip. So that to me tells me they probably have Blessed Light. Especially if they pass here. Oh no, Call the Cavalry. Okay, that's pretty good. Ooh, Saproling Migration's a good one too. Still 1 mana off from being able to do a lot, but I think Grun can pretty safely get in here. Might just eat a token. I'm fine if they want to block it. I'm actually super happy if they want to block it. Nice. Alright. I like eating boards when it comes down to stuff like this, because we'll take over with Grun in the late game if we don't die. I'm going to go ahead and get Urgross down now. And just shift the turn back. Opponent possibly mono white. 2 cards left in their hand. We've got pretty good cards against them. Surprised this isn't attacking. I know they don't want to trade it for a 3-1, but something else as well. So this is the type... Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. This is the type of match where we start boarding into our smaller cards. Punished for not getting the white. Still also 1 mana away from being able to do 2 things like Thawid plus Migration. Question here is, what do I do? Probably just swing with both of them as opposed to swinging with just Grun. Grun does force a 2-for-1. Also, Urgross is going to eat their last card in their hand. So I imagine... Oh, double block? Alright, get their last card. and that was a sergeant at arms. That was pretty good. So they decided having the candle was more important than having the sergeant at arms, which makes sense. I'm just going to make it impossible for them to attack on the ground here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I am going to be taking a lot of damage because I assume what's going to happen here is Candle's going to take out Urgaros. They're going to keep jamming with the glider, and they only need 2 more turns to kill me. But if I draw a mana source, Krosan Druid's going to give me basically 3 more turns. And they didn't cast their spell, and that doesn't do it, but that does let me 1, 2, 3. Lets me cast Arvad next turn. Oh, I could just die to Aether Glider if I don't draw a land on my next turn. I can get in there with the Sap Herd now too. Alright, let's see what happens with your Candle. Might kill Grun, actually. That wouldn't make any sense, though. Okay, and Candle the Urgaros. Oh no, they just let me discard their card. They didn't even use it. So it was a Plains. Okay. Now, is there any way to get down Arvad here? If I go 1, 2, 3 for this... No. So I'm just going to play Thallid plus Envoy. I guess I'll... it didn't matter. Whatever. We'll just Thallid here, Envoy here. I assume opponent's going to have to Candle on their turn. If they kill Urgaros, can I kill them otherwise? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I do have lethal even without Urgaros. So either they cast a spell here and die, or they use Candle and die. Candle uses up all their mana. I think I've got it, even if I don't draw the land for Krosan Druid. Unless they have something particularly spicy on top. And if I do draw the land for Krosan Druid, that should just shore it up. I could also draw the thing that gives Thallids +1/+1. Don't have much as far as flyers go. Cool, we got it. So Broken Bond looking good against this opponent again. I am going to probably favor some smaller creatures here over, say, something like Grun and Urgaros. Urgaros does not actually seem fantastic against this sort of opponent, and we want a little bit more low curve stuff. Bring in that Cemetery that's supposed to be in my deck anyway. Not quite on Cabal Evangel. I do like Broken Bond. I do kind of like Ancient Animus in these sorts of matches, and Llanowar Scout's the type of card I'm looking for. So I think we might just... This is the type of match where you probably cut like the cute cards and just go a little more consistent, because they are aggro, and they will punish you for being inconsistent. But I still think some amount of these creatures we still want. Deck's pretty solid. I do want the Broken Bond. It hits enough things. Llanowar Scout's still pretty bad. Migration's just so good at dealing with the ground already. So question is, do I just want to like replace Grun with another low drop creature and hope that like these top end cards are enough to win the game for me? Especially against things like Call the Cavalry. Llanowar Scout. Not bad against the 2/2s either. Yeah, I think I'm going to make that cut. Guardians of Koilos could be a thing as well. Yeah, I'm going to cut 2 of the 6 drops here in favor of another low drop creature and an interactive spell. This hand is good if I draw green and not particularly good otherwise. I'm still going to keep it on the draw and hope to get there. Short Sword. Ah, okay, we kind of got there. Except we are on the draw this time, not the play. So the opponent plays a 3/1 here, we play a thing, we are kind of getting beat down. Oh, no 2-drop is fantastic, though. Let's go Mana Dork and pass. And then next turn I can go Grow from the Ashes and hopefully draw a 2-drop. Oh, if that's all they got is a Spartan Construct, I'm stoked. Pass the turn. Nice. Alright, so now I can just take a turn to Grow from the Ashes. I can get all my colors here. Not casting anything this turn, but next turn I can go Grow from the Ashes again into a blocker of some sort. Can even like block with Whisper here and get it back with Rona or something like that. This is a good start against my opponent's not so great start. Sure, more creatures is fine. Ooh, Bond, Broken Bond. Do I just take out the construct? Nah. Don't build them a 4/4. 2. What do I want to do this turn? If I tap like this, I go get 2 more lands. I have 4 mana available. I'd probably just play this Envoy or the Thallid Omnivore. Just threatens both of their creatures, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Kick this bad boy. Go get Forest, Forest Swamp. Play Thallid Omnivore. And if they attack, I'm probably not blocking this turn. I'd like to keep the activation up on Omnivore. Ooh, Banalish Marshal. Now you can attack. Probably just block though, right? Stave off some damage. I've got some card advantage going here. Migration's pretty solid. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 mana left over. I can play Llanowar Envoy as well. 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick this. Play an Envoy. And then Envoy can jump in front of either of these if they attack. Can even go Broken Bond plus Whisper next turn. Sure. This is going to make Banalish Marshal potentially a 5/5 at some point, but... Oh, they cast Charge? Interesting. And a Candle. Okay, might hold on to Broken Bond then. Alright, does Rona currently have anything to get back? No. So I think I'm just going to play Whisper here, play a land, and pass the turn. Although, I messed up now, but getting Rona down there is not the worst thing in the world since it starts essentially drawing me cards. I do think if my opponent attacks again, I'm going to put Whisper plus a Saproling in front of whatever attacks, try to trade that off, and then get back Whisper. Like, this just tells me my opponent has a trick, but that's fine. Like, I'm going to play around like an Adamant Will here, not necessarily a Gideon's Reproach. Still force them to use their cards. It is an Adamant Will, so I'm glad I didn't put a bunch more Saprolings in front of that. Still in fine shape. Llanowar Scout, so here I go. Boom, boom, boom. Cast Rona. Rona gets back Whisper. Boom, boom, boom. Cast Whisper. And then cast Llanowar Scout. Yeah, still hold on to this Broken Bond for now. Now, one thing I think I can do here is I can block with Rona on a creature. If it dies, I can sack Whisper plus a Saproling to get back Rona. Rona can replay Whisper, so it's like I lost a Saproling, essentially. So if they want to keep hiding behind combat tricks, that's fine. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to try to do here. Although having Rona's activation up is probably more important, so not necessarily sure that was right. Alright, so suiting up your Banalish Marshal. Yep. Opponent's still on 3 lands. Alright, so do that thing we were talking about. I guess I can do it on blocks. Nah, no need for that, right? I guess that just prevents 5 damage. My opponent might not even attack me, though. No, I would like to activate, Ooh, this is actually pretty sweet. Whichever one they block, I can, Whisper away. They might not block here because of like Gideon's Reproach. I still have Whisper back to block. Opponent is on 5 cards. I do need to draw something that actually threatens them, though. I can't just sit here being cute all day. I don't think they attack here either. I represented a Gideon's Reproach there, so they're probably not going to attack into a Llanowar Scout when they think I have Gideon's Reproach. Alright. Oh, that's fine. So I'm going to block here. Say sure, and then activate Whisper. Whisper's going to target Rona. Going to sack Whisper and Saproling. Yes. Rona's going to get back Whisper. Say sure, use the ability, yep. And now I'd like to get back my Thallid Omnivore at some point. Spore Crown Thallid, pretty good draw there. Go and cast Whisper. I'll activate this on end step if I need to. Alright, what you got, opponent? And they could always draw like a 4th land. Ah, that's pretty good. I guess that's what we're keeping the Broken Bond for, though, right? Activate Rona. Rona exiled a forest, so just a dead card. And hit another forest. Wow, we are flooding a little bit. Seen 11 of our lands. Guess I can activate Rona right away now. Arvad, that's a good one. So Arvad coming down, and I'm just going to Broken Bond this thing right away. Now I can actually start attacking with Arvad, and every time it dies I can get it back with Whisper. This seems like a pretty good position so long as we don't run into like Onsara's Wings. We're not out of the water yet. We've got a bunch of card advantage. Our opponent sees everything that's happening here. Call the Cavalry is pretty good. Can't attack me, though, because of Arvad. I mean, you can, but sure. I can just block that with Whisper. Alright, another land. Let's go ahead and activate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ha, Bells and Lock. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Cast Bells and Lock. It's going to be an 8/8 Bells and Lock. Activate. Trigger. This deck is sweet. Song of Freyalise. And I can cast that. Did I not have 2 mana? 1, 2. Cast? There we go. Alright, what do you do now, opponent? Could just keep Arvad on defense here. Swings into a Knight. Nah, I like keeping it back on defense and then whispering if I need to. I have an 8/8 Demon Lord too. Alright, so they are 1 away from using this candle. They're going to eviscerate Bells and Lock, which I can just get back. Okay. Wonder if they're going to send that in now. Yeah. I'm okay blocking. Trading it off, gaining some life. Whisper's going to get back Bells and Lock. Sacrifice. This is insane. This deck is great. I'm going to sacrifice Saprolin and this thing because I don't really need the mana anymore. Bells and Lock comes back. Draws me at least another card. Vicious Offering. Drew a Sap Herd. Activate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Muldrotha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, opponent just conceded. Oh man, our deck is insane. Our opponent got mana screwed there though, but did they need to see anything else? This is crazy. All right, this has got to get me my 4th trophy, right? Let's find out. See you on the match. All right, here we are for the 3rd match on the play, and this is the type of draw we want. Song of Freyalise, Saproling Migration, Grow from the Ashes. Let's see if we can make it work. Or, I'm sorry, we're on the play. I think I just said I'm on a draw. Against I'm a Mofo. I don't know you. I'm not going to judge you, but if you say so. So we're going to go Migration into Song. I do need to draw a 3rd land for this to really go off, I think. Good. So now we go Migration. And then next turn, Song into Llanowar Envoy. And we just try to build out as much of our board as possible against a blue deck. Hopefully no Syncopate. Probably they just play like a little 2-drop. I'm still going to probably play the Song of Freyalise. They have Syncopate, my hand gets a little bit worse. Oh, I guess I can pay for Syncopate, so that's not going to do it. They could Syncopate my Llanowar Envoy here, though. Or just Shiv and Fire it or something. Oh my god, I need green mana, don't I? Undo. Undo, undo. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Shiv and Fire, boop. Nope. Okay. You can play something here. D2 Journey Mage. Not quite going to cut it here. Wow, and we drew the Thallid, so now I can go... I could go Grow from the Ashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts me up to 3... That puts me up to 3 mana. Or I have 6 mana available. I can go Thallid Omnivore plus Spore Crown Thallid. That's probably pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like this. And then, assuming they don't like Blink of the Eye, Song of Freyalise, I've got a pretty insane board that's hitting them next turn. No, I don't want to activate that ability. I want to cast this. Oh my god. Oh, right. I can do both. Alright. And black. Now the question is, can you do something about Song of Freyalise, which will probably take their turn anyway, and I still get to kind of jam. I'm liking this this start here. There's no way I'm blocking anything here. And let's see what their follow-up is. If they have Blink of an Eye, they need to use it now. So they Goblin Barraged my Spore Crown Thallid? Okay. Ooh, Muldrotha off the top. Do get to jam 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Play Grow from the Ashes, getting, I assume, just white mana. Alright, opponent's down to 8 here. I still have a good attack next turn. White just makes it more likely I can cast another creature next turn instead of getting blue and being cute. They have to deal with what's on board here anyway. I'm not blocking that. Let's see what they can muster up. Keldon Raider. Well, they're dead if that's all they have. Discard a land. Island. What can they do with an island? Not much. Let's find out. Is there anything for 1 blue? There's Rescue. This is lethal. Alright. Song of Freyalise wins it. Against Wizards, probably same deal. They usually have pretty efficient removal. I don't really want these super top-end cards here, so we saw a 3-2 and a 4-3, so things that could preferably deal with those. I could see like just boarding down Grun to a Mammoth Spider or something like that. just a 5-drop in place of a 6-drop, or Guardians of Koilos in case they have deep freezes or something like that. Let's go and bring in the Cemetery. We just had the nut draw that time, though. Ancient Animus, usually pretty good. Broken Bond, not seeing too much for at the moment. Yeah, let's go run into Mammoth Spider. One big reason I'm doing that is these decks usually have flyers too, so being on the draw, I want to trim a little bit of the 6s and a little bit of the more clunky cards that are just going to get killed by like Goblin Barrage and stuff like that. Bring in a little bit less good cards, but more efficient in this matchup. And we'll leave everything else as is. Oh, I guess I need one more card in the deck. I brought out 2 6s. Do want things that are just naturally good against Goblin Barrage. Major Spyro normally pretty good against these decks. Guess I'll just bring in the Scout again. Alright, let's just make that exchange. The Scout's not that good. I should probably just keep in like Grunt against the Scout or something like that. Alright, so here, this hand is not great. Although if it draws green, it's pretty decent. I think I'm going to keep since I'm on the draw. And just hope I get something relevant. Forest obviously being the best. Go and play Candle and pass. We will die to a very aggressive start. And that's qualifies. We'll also die if we just can't cast our spells. Probably a greedy keep. Having Arvad there is kind of a mulligan already. Rona doesn't make it much better. Oh, and they have Adelies. Yeah, we're dead this game. We'll just go to game 3. Forest now. Give it one more turn. We're already down to 12, potentially less, against the opponent's nut draw. 2, down to 10. And Deathbloom Thallid. I guess that's something, right? Guess I'm not just dead. Opponent's deck seems pretty solid. Yep, they're just... that's a pretty sick curve from them. So the nut draw from them versus the nut draw from us, and we'll just run it back and see if we can get there. Their deck is probably a little more consistent than ours. Let's see what we got. Vicious Offering's a nice one to have in these sorts of matchups. I'm going to keep. Opponent keeps as well. So hopefully, if we don't draw anything on turn 2, we get to go Vicious Offering your first major play. Ooh, Druid was a good draw. That does give me the option to grow from the ashes next turn. 2-drop? Oh, no 2-drop would be this a very good draw. Okay, so now we go kick Grow from the ashes. And I took Urgros out, so I can just go Island Plains here and be pretty happy with it. And pass. I guess one reason to get a swamp there so I can go Omnivore and hold up Vicious Offering. Deep freeze the Druid, huh? Okay. I mean, I guess that makes a little bit of sense, right? I'm going to go ahead and play Arvad here. Just give him a juicy target for removal. Gonna Goblin Barrage Arvad. Oh no, a Keldon Raider. Probably gonna Vicious Offering that off and get a swing in with Arvad. Let's see if they're discarding first. They discard Mountain, so filtering a land is good. Song of Freylease. If I go Song, if I go Migration, 1/2, and then Song, 1/2, and then Vicious Offering, sack this to kill Keldon Raider, I get to attack, I get the Song of Freylease down, and I get the Saproling Migration out. Alternatively, I can go Song for 1/2, play Llanowar Envoy plus Migration, and then next turn Omnivore plus Vicious Offering. I think I can wait. Let's go Song here. I'm pretty sure this gains the ability since Song of Freylease came in after Deep Freeze. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, cast, and then 1, boom, 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 shaboom. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, Memorial to Genius and Lava Runner. I think Lava Runner is a horrendous card, but people still play it. Oh, if they attack, I'm certainly probably just trading off here. That preserves my life total. Sure, I lose a potential creature for the Song of Freyalise, but that was going to be able to block it anyway. Let's get Omnivore down here and just pass the turn. Can I attack with Arvad? Oh yeah, I can attack with Arvad, and if they want to be tricky, then I can Vicious Offering. Yeah, I like getting that hit in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. In real life, you just tap all your mana, but here you have to specify. Like, not keeping up a Swamp is a little bit sloppy with the Vicious Offering here, but I'm going to keep it. Academy Journey Mage, target in probably Arvad. That makes sense to me. I am going to Vicious Offering here, I think. Just get a blocker out of the way. This is the one I least want in the way, or at least want them to be able to rebuy or something. So they have 4 points of toughness to my 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of power. And I have a 1/5 wall. Alright, let's go ahead and jam, because that's what you do. Haven't won the game yet. I do think I'm supposed to play out all my lands for things like Bells and Lock and whatnot. And put them down to 9 that turn. Oh, let's not auto-yield. We do have a Thallid Omnivore. Could be relevant. Good thing is all my attacks are pretty good against them. So even if they have a removal for like Omnivore or Arvad or something like that, I do have a pretty good attacks. So they're gonna Goblin Barrage Arvad, which is cool. That's fine. It does mean I can attack with all 3 of my creatures on my turn, barring a Shivan Fire. Yep, so I'll put them down to 5, and they have to throw away a Lava Runner. Play the Swamp for the same reason. No, they didn't play a land last turn, so they do just have a bunch of spells in hand. Damage spell does not work against Thallid Omnivore, though. And just passing, interesting. Candle. I think I can just afford to play Candle. I'm not going to use it right away, I'm just going to attack. Because they have to put the Journey Mage in front of the Omnivore. If something goes terribly wrong, I can Candle. Oh, I guess that was dumb. Okay, so blink of an eye. Now do I can't... Okay, so here's a decision. I can... Blink of an eye is going to happen, right? I could deny him a draw by killing my own Omnivore, but that seems bad. I'm not going to eat the Saproling. I'm going to let it trade. I'm just going to replay Omnivore, and they go down to 3. So they need another answer, sure. I think this is fine. I'm just going to let it happen. Let damage happen. Put them down to 3. Recast my Omnivore. If they have an answer for Omnivore, they're not dead. But I do have a Candle to take out a creature that comes along. So they did just draw an extra card. They saw 2 new cards, too. And I don't think they have straight up removal for Omnivore. So let's see if they got anything. Divination. Oh, I like this. This makes it very unlikely for them to have a way out. They played their land for turn already, too. So they got a 3-mana spell, and we got it! Alright, about time. With our Muldrotha Rona Bells and Lock deck. What an insane deck. was crazy. I'm super happy that happened, and I always get ecstatic when I get trophies. But you saw the deck, you saw how it functioned in that first game and that second game. Very grindy, very worth it. It was incredibly fun to play, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. There were points where there were just a lot of decisions to make, and wasn't exactly sure what to do. So maybe there were some lines of play where I could have killed my opponent faster, or maybe I was just being super cute or something. But uh, we got to see the power of Muldrotha and Belzenlock and a couple other cards there. Rona, too. Whisper. Just a bunch of the legendaries really doing the trick, and the draft went insanely well for us. Song of Freyalise being an all-star in that last match. But yeah. Thanks for watching, as always. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks, and remember, we have a Twitter page now. It's at MTG underscore Mana Rocks. Mana Rocks has no spaces, so MTG underscore Mana Rocks. And if Twitter's not your thing, because it's not really my thing, then just like, comment, and subscribe to the video and leave comments. Let me know how you felt about this draft deck. It was probably one of the more insane decks I've had. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, my name's Timothy, and I'll see y'all next time.